Welcome in to the very first YouTube show of the Tate's Take YouTube channel. I am your host, Jeff Tate. There we go. We're getting it out of the way. Very clever name here with the show name, but I just want to introduce myself. I'm Jeff Tate, huge avid sports fan, and have a little podcast background here. So video is very new, and I've learned and been practicing the last month. It's a lot different to edit a video than it is to edit a podcast. In the past, I've had some help there from a friend who did a lot of the podcast editing, but this is the first ever video I have tried to produce that's not on iMovie. Had to do some iMovie at points in school, but I'm a big sports fan. I love doing this. I just like talking sports, and this is something I'm really excited to get going this fall into the 2025-2026 college football season, and then we'll have a lot of college basketball talk. So you're just going to have to stay tuned. I hope this is something that, you watch this video and you're like, okay, that's something I'm interested in. I want to follow that. I want to keep going with that through the season. And that's my ultimate goal. I hope you guys enjoy it. That's all I do it for. It's a passion of mine, and I love talking sports. So what I wanted to do today is first say subscribe to the podcast, and see, there we already did it. No, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's going to take me some time. I'm used to saying subscribe to the podcast, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Tate's Take. You should be your unique YouTube name out there. I know there's First Take. There's other shows that have the word take in them, but Tate's Take is going to be the new take and that you guys go to. So what I want to do today, okay, is just give us a recap of what has gone on this college football offseason in a short video, okay? The plan for these videos are not going to be 20, 30, 40 minutes. For those of you that listen to my podcast in the past, those episodes went anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour and 10 with my friend Cole. And the hope is, you watch these and it's shorter media that you get more engaged with, and you watch more of it, and you become a frequent watcher of the YouTube show, and that's all I want. So today what I want to do in a brief time is kind of run down some exciting storylines of the college football season upcoming, and kind of give you a rundown of what the next couple weeks will look like. It's amazing to think, but we are 31 days from the very first college football game. This is it's wild. Iowa State, Kansas State. What a sneaky, intriguing game to start the year off. That game is in Dublin, and it pits the best team coming into the year for Big 12 odds in Kansas State, playing against a team in Iowa State that, as long as they have Matt Campbell, they have Rocco Beck, you never know what that team is going to do, and you never can count them out. So that is an awesome game, but that's 31 days away. So we have a lot that we need to talk about. So we will not have the first AP poll until the middle-ish of August. They don't really give you an official date. When I looked up when the first episode will be, or the first ranking episode will be for the AP poll, but most people expect Ohio State and Texas to play week one, and they'll both be number one against two. We don't know who will be one. We don't know who will be two. I think I could go out on a limb and say I'm pretty confident it's one of those two, but we don't know for sure. So we will definitely dive deep into that when that comes out. But some exciting storylines. Arch Manning, speaking of Texas, he gets his start as the quarterback at Texas. Quinn Ewers, a guy I think a lot of people think is a really good college quarterback. A lot of people wanted to be benched and Arch to get the start. Steve Sarkisian knows college football quarterbacks about as well as any can. And that is just something that it's Arch's time, and all college football fans, since this kid was he was a freshman in high school, people wanted him to be the next great college football quarterback. So Arch comes to the scene, gets to be the starting quarterback. What a starting quarterback debut for him in his junior year, then going and playing Ohio State at Columbus. That's not an easy place to start your college career, but super exciting to watch him. Ohio State, let's speak of them. They're the defending national champion. They've lost a lot. I mean, offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, gone. Defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, gone. Quarterback, gone. 2 first-round running backs, gone. Tons of defensive talent, gone. Emeka Egbuka, gone. But they probably have 2 best players in college football this season in their locker room, and Jeremiah Smith, the sophomore, who has to play another year after this at Ohio State, and then the safety Caleb Downs. So that's a team that loses a lot, but also at the same time has two of their best players in the country, and they have a really good, talented quarterback room where we think it will be Julian Sand, but could be Lincoln Keenholz as well. Another storyline, Bryce Underwood. We're staying in the Ohio State-Michigan rival. $12 million man, the new quarterback in Ann Arbor. I think Bryce Underwood is going to have a really good career at Michigan. I don't know if it happens this year. I think Michigan fans expect with, paying a guy $12 million that it's going to click and start right away. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but as a Michigan State, Ohio State fan, I'm telling you what, the kid's legit and he's going to have a really good career. Just don't know if it's now. That's an earth-shattering NIL deal that has completely taken just the NIL and college football landscape by storm. That's a lot of money to give to a 17-year-old at the time, and we'll see how that goes. And then we're going to stay in the Big Ten with the last, kind of team to watch with that, and that's Penn State. Penn State, a lot of people think, is under the Ohio State model of, retain a lot of their really, really elite players, get them to come back for another year, go all in on a national championship. I like that philosophy, but also at the same time, James Franklin, you got to win a game where you're not favored to win. And I just see a team that the last time we saw them, they played Notre Dame in the semifinals with a chance to go to the national championship, and not one receiver caught a pass. So you can have all those good running backs, Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, you have Drew Aller, but until you get guys in the pass-catching game that are really good and really relied on, they lose their best one, Tyler Warren. So we'll see kind of how that goes. And then, storylines this year, 3,400 players entered the transfer portal. That's insane. Let's just stop that right there. That is insane that 3,400 kids entered the portal. One episode we have coming up, all we're talking about is the transfer portal and kind of new faces and new places and just analyzing everything out there that, has come about in this transfer portal, new modern era of how it works. Bill Belichick, he's in college football. If anybody missed that, I doubt you did because it was all over the news and was pumped out. But Bill Belichick is the head coach at North Carolina. A lot of hype there. I'm excited to see Bill Belichick at North Carolina this year. They have a pretty easy schedule. They play Clemson in the beginning of October, but other than that, they don't play SMU or Miami, the two best other teams in the ACC. A lot of storylines, Kalen DeBoer, year 2 at Alabama. I don't think that leash is long with how Alabama fans are. I think Kalen DeBoer is the right guy for that job. I just think it's going to take some time. And then finally, the last thing is, who's this year's Indiana? I mean, Indiana came out of completely nowhere last year, made the college football playoff, unfortunately went the way a lot of experts thought, and it was not a good game for the Hoosiers. But who's that team? Is it Florida State, who was 1-11 last year? Is it Auburn, who was not good last year? Is it Michigan State? Hey, you're wearing the shirt, but I don't know if it's Michigan State, but I think they'll bounce back a little bit. But who knows? Who is the next Indiana team? And then college football playoff, there's a lot of talk about it expanding. There's a lot of talk about it changing the format where certain conferences get automatic bids automatically in terms of multiple automatic bids. I like that idea because I think the Big Ten and SEC are way better than every other conference, but that's not my decision. So that's kind of where we're at, a quick rundown of where we're at, what this offseason has entailed from a high-level view for those of you just jumping back into college football. A lot of people I know, once August hits, start looking into what guys their team brought in, all that. Hey, here's a place you can stop in, get a lot of that info. And I'm telling you what, college football is the best sport there is. And if you get engaged with it early and you find a person to watch and they keep giving you information, that's how I fell in love with college football. And I mean, I'm the kid that was up at 9 a.m. every Saturday morning to watch College Game Day. And I learned so much from it. And now I'm just a crazy sports fan, especially when it comes to college sports like college football and college basketball. So the next couple of weeks, the plan, we're going to talk in an episode all on transfer portal. I think the transfer portal has so many layers to it, has so many new teams getting players that are really good that you might not even know about. I'm learning a lot about college transfers by playing the new college football game on Xbox and PlayStation. It's just the new EA Sports college football game. You see all these guys that transferred, and it's really fun because you see kind of where they are. And you're like, wait, that player, I didn't think they were at that. Oh, they transferred, and you kind of learned that way. So a lot of episodes coming up. Transfer portal episode. Okay, just talk about that. Favorite bets for this season. This podcast, YouTube show. See, give me a break. By the third show, I'm not gonna say podcast ever. That's the plan. But by if you watched any or if you listened to any of the podcasts, did a lot of sports betting talk. Obviously, I will always advocate only sports bet if you can afford to lose any money. It should be a fun side gig that you can do. It's not meant to be something where you are making life-changing money and also losing life-changing money. It's something to do fun. We will always preach that on this show. Gamble responsibly, but we'll be giving out a lot of picks throughout this year. But we're going to give out a whole episode dedicated to new bets for this season, kind of over-unders I like, who I like to win conferences, award winners, all sorts of things like that. We'll go through the conferences, give some sleepers, give my predictions for each conference, and then we're obviously going to do a college football playoff reveal, everything that you want to know about what I'm thinking for this year. I'll pick all my games. I'll explain them. I'll also give you my national champions. So lots of fun coming up. I hope this was a good first episode, first glimpse into what the show is going to be like going forward. And I hope that this isn't the first time that I see you and look at you guys tuning in. I hope you find this to be enjoyable, knowledgeable, and have a little bit of fun. That's all I can hope for. And we will see you on the next YouTube show. See, didn't do podcast of the Tate's Take. Have a great day.